Every Halloween, the old church on the hill rang its bells at midnight. No one pulled the ropes anymore, not since Father Callahan died 50 years ago. Still, every year on October 31st, 12 slow tolls echoed through the valley. The townspeople didn't talk about it much. They just kept their doors locked and their lights low and waited for morning. But one boy, Eli, couldn't help himself. He lived across from St. Jude's, and every year the bells called to him like a dare. This Halloween, he decided to find out who, or what, was ringing them. The wind was sharp and full of dry leaves. The moon hung like a silver wafer above the steeple. Eli waited until his parents fell asleep, then slipped out with a flashlight and a blanket. The church doors were supposed to be locked, but tonight one of them creaked open. The air inside was colder than outside. The stained glass looked black. He crept past the pews toward the bell tower stairs. Thin wooden steps that groaned with every move. Halfway up he heard it, clang. It shook the whole tower. Then again, clang, long and slow. The rope swung wildly, but there was no one there. Eli grabbed the railing and climbed the rest of the way up. The bells loomed above him, heavy and still. They weren't moving. And yet each toll came louder, closer, until his chest ached with the sound. Then, between the tolls, he heard something else, whispering. 100 voices, soft, desperate, all praying the same words. Deliver us, O Lord, from every evil. Eli backed up. His flashlight flickered. On the far wall, he saw names scratched into the stone. Old ones, faded, dozens of them. And beside the newest, someone had written in chalk, "When the bells stop, the dark begins." The next toll never came. The silence was so deep it rang in his ears. Then, from outside the window, he saw shapes, shadowy, swaying, drifting up from the cemetery below. One by one, they rose toward the church. Terrified, Eli grabbed the rope and yanked with all his strength. The bell let out a desperate clang, then another and another. The shapes froze in the moonlight, like smoke caught in the wind, and slowly sank back into the ground. When Father Thomas found him the next morning, Eli was asleep on the tower steps, covered in dust, still clutching the bell rope. The priest helped him down and asked what had happened. Eli looked up at the cross above the altar and said quietly, "Someone has to ring the bells. If they ever stop, they'll come back." That night, the church repaired the tower rope and oiled the gears. And from then on, every Halloween at midnight, Father Thomas and Eli rang the bells together. 12 clear tolls that broke the night apart and kept the darkness where it belonged.
Open the book, dim the lights, and buy Holy Chills now on Amazon.